Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's civic presentation, part 2 of fruits and vegetables, half your plate, increase vegetable and fruit consumption. Our presenter, Monica Gopaul, is a Caribbean-born community educator who graduated from Cornell University ILR school, then moved on to Queens Borough Community College and graduated with an associate in science degree. She has a credential in family development and one in parenting education. She now worked in the nutrition and health department at the Cornell University Cooperative Extension for the last 21 years. She is supervising nutrition educator who has worked with many diverse populations in Brooklyn and Queens. She has participated in many projects like nutrition education, parenting education, and environmental work in many communities. So the next voice you'll hear is Monica.
Yep.
Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. Again, I hope you're staying nice and cool. And I'm going to ask you guys, I'm moving right in, right? So last time we met, we talked about fruits and vegetables. And some of you had some homeworks, right? Does anyone remember what homework we had?
No, I didn't make the last one, I don't think.
Okay. That's all right. So one of the homework was to try a new vegetable or a new fruit.
Oh, yeah, I was to that one, yes.
Yeah, okay, Miss Gwen, yes. So what new vegetable did anyone try or thought about trying?
Okay, I have one.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I'm multitasking, so that's why I'm not on video.
That's all right, don't worry about it.
I tried dandelion leaves, and I have celery root, no, beetroot tops, assorted color carrots, and some kind of escargot.
Scroll.
Yeah. So I'm making a big pot of vegetable soup.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm multitasking and listening at the same time. So dandelion leaves, I know they were bitter, but when you taste them in a bunch, they need a lot of work. They need a lot of work. But I managed to get it done.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you try your dandelion leaf. Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.
Anyone else? Maybe a fruit? Okay.
I did buy the dragon fruit.
Okay. Which one did you get? The white one or the red one?
I haven't cut it open yet, but I think it's the white one.
Okay.
Well, I don't see too many of the red ones, but anytime I cut into it, it's already white.
Yeah. It's hard to tell the difference. I can never tell the difference.
Right.
But I think it's the shape. One is more oval than the other. The other one might be longer, but I get fooled all the time. It's okay. So I did went to the farmer's market at Helmer's last week, and I tried the purple potatoes. Anyone try those?
Yes.
Those are really tiny. They were good. I made potato salad, and of course I put it in there to make it look nice and colorful. Kids ate it. I was like, okay.
Right.
I also had purple potatoes this week. It was like a mix of the colorful small potatoes. I like put them in the air fryer.
Oh, I didn't try that. I'm gonna try that one too. And also someone in the chat put cauliflower hearts in a stir fry. That is good too. Yeah.
What I do is I take the cauliflower, cut it in half, just toss it in water for 10 minutes. Save the water. I use the water for soup.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then it's where
Like
I dissect out the cauliflower and the leaves. It's like bok choy.
Yes.
Chop that up for the stir fry. And then I separate out the hearts from the florets. The florets I use, instead of macaroni and cheese, I do cauliflower and cheese.
Oh.
But the hearts I put into the stir fry. I'll make them up like 1-inch cubes. So you've got the water, you got the hearts, you've got the florets, and you got the leaves. So boy, it's like the pig. You use everything but the oink.
Yeah, I know you used the whole thing, right? That was great. Yeah. And it's also good. The florets, you can grate it and use it as rice as well.
I actually have a frozen product, which is a pizza base.
Yeah.
A creature crust, right? But it's all cauliflower.
Yeah.
I can't imagine making it, but it makes a fine pizza.
Oh yeah, sounds great. So we all talked, thank you so much for sharing, Larry. We all talked about the fruits and vegetable that we have tried, and someone also put Mexican lychee. What is that? Tell me what that is. Is that ganepa? What does that look like?
So it looks like the well-known limoncillos, but they're not. It's like red, and you kind of like crack it, and it's like it looks white inside, and you just, of course you gotta throw the seed away, but it's a really authentic fruit that my husband got me into. But it's kind of like unique when you see it.
Is that the one that look like a sea orchid?
Yeah, it looks like it has a little bit like the
Rambutan?
shells is like hard, yeah, and it's small. And
Yeah.
it's
Let
like
me
in the
share my
supermarket and they come
screen.
in like bags. Yes, those.
Yeah, it's I think it's called rambutan.
Oh, okay. That may be another name, but usually in the supermarket, that's how they call it.
Yeah, it's the one that has all the spikes. Yeah, right there.
Yes, correct. The first picture.
Right there, yep. No,
Yep.
not the first. That's the lychee. Yep, that's it. Right there.
Mm.
That's what it looks like. So when you look at it, it looks like a sea orchid. You know, you're afraid to eat it, but they're so good inside. And there's so many different family to this fruit, to the lychee itself. There's also a little brown one. I think it's called Long John. Those also are good. Right, Miss Poe? Right. So it's it's an Asian inspired fruit, came from Asia. And they're really great, but they can be so expensive, you know?
Yes, they're very expensive.
Yeah, the lychee now, I would think it's in season, but they're expensive, you know?
Yeah, they're about $4 a pound. When I last saw them, $4 a pound.
Yeah, and even the dragon fruit, it's like $5.99 a pound, and they're not small. Those things are huge now. I think it is the season, but it's so expensive, and you tend to pay a lot more, right? Well, thank you all for sharing your fruits and vegetable. How many of you have been doing more exercise? Maybe more walking? Well, it's really hot. I don't know who's doing more walking. But yeah, who's doing a little bit more physical activity?
I'm doing indoor exercising right now. Like she said, it is hot. I try to get out first thing in the morning. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Okay. And remember, it's only 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be all 30 at once. It could be 10 in the morning, 10 lunchtime, 10 in the evening. However you like to do it. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Larry, what's going on?
Mr. Larry, sir. I work for a living. Forget
Mr.
the
Larry,
sir.
sir.
Forget the sir. I actually had a conversation with a gal who did the stress reduction exercise stuff. And I wasn't really happy.
Okay.
What I had said was, her hour was terrific. Showed some good stuff. I learned some things. All cool. But I said the difference between information and change of behavior needs more support.
Okay.
I was raising the issue of what we might be able to do. We as the small group that's on right now, and 20 people, and just the larger enterprise at Civics and Biotin. You're doing patient education, but what we can create is a support group so we actually can affect change. On the menu side, on the exercise side, I know I should exercise more. And yeah, I was a good boy. I did more walking this week than I did last week. And I would like to give you guys a gold star and even blame you for it. Maybe it is because of you. I don't know. But I can't reliably say that's enough to propel me forward for the rest of the summer and then the rest of my life. I wanted to raise that issue that I personally need, and I think other people might agree. We need more. And how much we can do with a little bit of guidance, and how much we can do where the hospital serves as a switchboard, in effect. Doesn't require huge grants, doesn't require a huge amount of personnel. It's not a matter of working harder, it's a matter of working a little smarter on a very different topic. And if anybody has other thoughts on that, I'll be very quiet, which doesn't happen often, but I should. Thank you.
I mean, thank you for sharing, Mr. Larry, sir. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Also, you can also start your own little group with some of the participant here, where you're just like checking in. Well, what did we do this week? What can we do to improve what we did? How can we add more vegetables? How can we add more walk-in? Just little things that you.
I'm hearing monumental silence, so I will be quiet on this topic. If 15 people say, oh yeah, I really want to start a self-help group, that'd be cool.
But remember, if one person join with you, you're changing lives, right? We're changing lives if one person.
Changes
I mean,
mine.
invite me. I'll come with you.
You
I'll
got a
join
deal.
you guys along. It'd be great. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So we're just going to do a little recap of what we did last week. Right, guys? So let's jump right into that. So last week we talked about fruits and vegetables and how we can make half your plate with more fruits and vegetables, right? So we also talk about the different types of vegetables and how we can get it either fresh, frozen, canned, and even sometimes dry. We talked about, the value of it being fresh, right? Meaning it's great taste, it's crunchy. It can be expensive when it's not in season as well. It's quick, it's easy to prepare. Same thing with frozen, it tastes great. You get lots of variety even when it's not in season. It can be affordable as well, easy to prepare. And also good variety. It's it's shelf life. The only problem is when we're buying canned products, we have to make sure we're reading it and looking for the low sodium or no salt added. And most of the time it is affordable. And sometimes we can get these, the food that we're looking for in can at the pantry as well. We also talk about why it's important to eat fruits and vegetables. We talk about the minerals, the vitamins, the fiber, and how it helps to prevent certain diseases. We also talked about eating the darker color, the darker the color, the richer the nutrients. We talked about all types of fruits and vegetables, including dry beans, fresh, frozen. We can put it in soup, we can put it in salad, we can even juice it to get that in there. We talking about buying canned food again, looking for that reduced sodium or no sodium. And if we are going to drink juice of vegetables and fruit, we want to make sure that it's 100% fruit juice, not that 10%. We also talked about the 10 tips, right? The 10 tips that might help us to make our plate with half of that fruit and vegetable. And we are going to revisit these 10 tips again later on by the end of the lesson. The same with the fruits. We talked about how important it is to get those fruits in. We can get it in our snacks. We can use it in the salads. We can use it in desserts as well. Put it in your cereal. And all fruits count, frozen, dry, or canned. 1 spoon, it counts. 1 bite, it counts. 1 grape, it counts. You're getting something in there, right? We just have to train ourselves to have the actual serving size that we need. Right? Making half your plate fruits and vegetables, just going to encourage you to have more. And the importance of eating fruits and vegetables every day, we need a variety. Think of a rainbow, right? That rainbow is beautiful. How many of you love to see a rainbow after it rains?
Oh, yes.
Of course. I'm still trying to reach the end. Maybe my pot of gold is there, but I don't think I can meet it. But, that rainbow, seeing the colors, it makes you so excited. It's the same thing with your fruit and vegetable. The more colorful it is, the more you want to eat it, right? And of course, the 10 tips for the fruits, we are going to resurface this a little bit later on, right? What questions do you have so far? All right, so we're going to move right into what is recommended, right? So last week we covered a lot. So according to the USDA, My Plate, the recommendation for eating vegetables for adults is 2.5 cups of vegetables and 2 cups of fruit every day. For children ages 2 to 13, they need at least 1 to 2.5 cups of vegetables and 1 to 1.5 cups of fruit every day. So eating fruits and vegetables is very important. How do we wash our fruits and vegetables? How do you wash it? So when we talk about those soft foods, right, like tomatoes, like berries, how do we wash it? Are we just scrubbing them,
I
running it under cold
add
water?
vinegar on there.
Okay, some people are putting vinegar. Okay.
Yeah, wash them gently under cold water and sometimes add in vinegar.
Okay. Remember, vinegar is an acid, and those soft foods, it might break the skin and start breaking it down, right? Never put soap or detergent on your vegetables. They are very porous and they have skin like ours. So the skin helps absorb that chemical. So the chemical is what you are putting into your body. Yes, Mr. Larry.
I'm finding that a lot of the vendors put sticky labels on things like apples, and I have to be really, really careful not to nick the skin. I want to wash it, especially with apples. I want to wash with the stem at the top and then the reverse, the two poles, because that's where you're going to get pesticides and things. And it's easy just to rinse the bulk of the apple, but the skins are a problem because once you nick it, that apple goes fast.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, the
Because
same
you don't want to
story.
bruise it. Once
Yes,
it's
be real
bruised,
careful about the labels.
right. Once it's bruised, then it's possible for bacteria to start growing. So what you could do is get a vegetable brush, or you can get take a lemon, just rub it on the skin of the apple. It should remove most of it. But the vinegar is okay, but it's still an acid and it will start to break the food down itself. But lemon or lime might be better. All right, thank you for your question. So going back there, how many of you wash your melons?
I do.
Good. So melons, it's one of those fruit that grows on the ground, and it's easier for salmonella or listeria to get into those little crevice, those little holes, those dents. And sometimes when we're not washing it properly, it can transfer to the inside of the fruit. So we want to make sure we're washing that as well. Even carrots, potatoes, the nutrients is in the skin of those vegetables. And most of the time we peel it, so we peel away most of the nutrients. So it's best to get that brush and brush it, or again, get the lemon, rub it on the outside to kill or take away whatever germs or pesticides that's on it. How do you wash? Yes, go ahead, Ms. Mills.
Well, what I did this weekend with the greens I have,
Mhm.
I vinegar and water, and I read somewhere about putting baking soda.
Mhm.
And I think the baking soda is supposed to help retain the firmness of the vegetable as well as the color. It seemed okay to me.
Okay.
That's the first time I tried it. But
Okay.
mostly vinegar and water is what I wash my fruits and vegetables in.
Okay, so the best way to wash any fruits and vegetable is just running water, right? Yes, you can use some lemon and lime. Some people prefer vinegar, but again, vinegar will start to break the food down. Keep in mind, baking soda is sodium based. It does have sodium, so
Right.
it might suck in some of that sodium. And as you're cooking, you're adding more sodium to the food, and
Right.
that's where you're adding more sodium to your diet.
Right.
So you want to make sure that running cold water is fine, whatever is they put it in a colander and just let the water run over it and wash in leaf by leaf. Squeeze some lemon juice on that. It's better than the vinegar. Should help clean it properly.
Okay.
Monica, I have a
Yes.
question.
Sure.
Because it's almost the same that what Miss Mills just mentioned.
Mhm.
So, as if, TikTok is like the whole world new thing right now, where you see a
Mhm.
lot of videos on social media. So one of the things when it comes to strawberries,
Mhm.
they do say to put like a little bit of baking soda and vinegar. So then like if they have worms or certain things in the strawberry, it will come out before you eat it. So then you see all of that dirt and the little worms come out. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Is that little worms or little hair?
It was
On the
moving.
strawberry.
Whatever it was moving and it was white.
Okay, so if you see that, don't eat it, right? You don't want to eat that, right? So here's the thing, guys. If the skin is broken, Yes, things will get in, animal pesticides will eat and get into it. But if it's not broken, how is it getting out?
I don't know. The thing that mostly concerns me is because the whole thing of COVID, right?
Mhm.
It's still a pandemic. A lot of people don't wash their hands when they're touching these fruits. And for us, before we could digest it, right? And I have a toddler, I'm being very specific, like, hey, listen, I don't know who touched this, what it could have. Let me make sure I wash it thoroughly before I could, eat it. So
Right.
I feel like it works, but hey, I'm learning something new as we speak.
All right. So based on COVID, right, we all heard and also was confirmed by the scientists that the food did not carry COVID. Remember, we have to cook the food. Remember, when we eat the food, the acid in your stomach is strong enough to kill it. The COVID lived in the nostril, gets into the eyes and the ear, right? So when we're eating, that acid in your stomach will kill it. So it is important that you do wash all fruits and vegetables before you eat it, because you don't know who touched it. You don't know if it fell on the road and rolled down the gutter and the guy ran and picked it back up and put it right, right? We don't know that. So as soon as you get your fruits and vegetable home, you want to make sure you're washing it. If you have small kids, because they're going to grab it and eat it, right? Always wash your hands. Remember, COVID, it's not on the food where when you eat it, if I eat it, I get COVID. It's passed through human, right? So from human to human, touching the doorknob and rubbing it in your eyes, or, touching the food and eating it there where it's contacting, going into you. So you want to make sure you're washing your hands and your fruits at all time. Yes, Sir Larry.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on COVID. COVID virus particles will sit on glass and on metal a lot longer than a piece of paper or on the skin of a potato. So if I go to one of the corner carts and I get a bagel and cream cheese, and they're wearing gloves, and they're just grilling up a bagel and putting some cream cheese on it and putting in a brown paper bag, that's safe. People don't get sick from those push carts. I get much more worried if a guy's going to serve me at a restaurant and he's sneezing and coughing and standing over my shoulder. That's concerning me. But I don't worry about the potatoes and things because the virus particles don't hang around very long. If you're really worried, put your bag of vegetables down someplace and wait a few hours. Same principle as with the mail coming in. Even if the mailman is really, really sick, and I haven't seen a sick mailman yet, but even if they're really, really sick, just take your mail, put it down in a corner for a couple hours, they'll be fine.
Yep. Thank you for sharing. Miss Beverly?
Yes, I love melons of all kinds, but I live alone and I can't eat a whole melon. It would spoil. And I see that with some melons they slice them and they sell a half a melon, a quarter melon. But that means that they touch the part that I would eat. So how do you clean that part?
So the best way is you don't buy a whole cut melon, right? Because you don't know what they're using. If they're using gloves, you don't know what germs they're putting onto that. I personally do not buy any cut fruit. If I want to eat a melon, I will cut the half. If it's just me alone, cut the half, right? But then I'm glutton, so I'll eat the whole damn thing. So I'm sorry. So you cut half, you eat half, or you eat the portion, and then you refrigerate the rest. So then, if you're gonna bite a melon, it's just you alone. You want to make sure you're aiming to just eat that melon for the week, right? So you cut it and you put the rest in the fridge, right? Don't leave it out. You store it the right way. Put a piece of wrap over it, stick it in the fridge, and then maybe you have melon for the rest of the week. Maybe you can juice it, maybe you can freeze it, maybe you can do some juice as well. Maybe you can add it to your salad. There's other ways to use it, but I don't advise. I really don't like when you go out there and you buy a cut fruit or vegetable. That means to me, it's like maybe half of it was going bad, and to save them from losing the profit on the whole fruit, they just cut that bad part off and just give you the new one. That's just,
Okay.
For me, I'm fortunate. I have a neighbor, and when she buys something like that and she knows she's not going to eat all of it, she'll share it with me. So that might be another way, because not all the time, yes, you want to store your fruits in a freezer or something, but we all know when you take them out and they thaw out, the the taste might be there, but you want that firmness, that biting sensation. So
Yeah.
that might be another way if you can happen to find someone
Yeah.
who can share your fruit with. If not, of course, freeze it, make a smoothie. I made a fruit soup last week. I had vegetables, fruits that was about to go bad, and I sliced them all up. I put them in the blender, and I had a nice fruit soup. It
There
was
you
more
go.
than I expected.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to waste it because I had put a banana in, and once you put a banana in something, the color starts to change. So it took me a half hour, but I got through it.
But that's great. Great tip, Miss Mel. And of course, if there is somebody around you, you can definitely share with that person. And also, good idea of actually making that soup now, right? So that vegetable soup, that fruit soup. Fruit soup will be great right now, right? Because it's so hot and humid, and it's not cold. It's not hot. At least it's a cooler, right? Thank you so much, Miss Mel.
Thank you.
Miss Fran?
Yes, so I have a question concerning how to counteract the effects of, I guess, pesticides on your vegetables and your fruits, aside from just washing them. Because, for example, what I have experienced is some frozen vegetables, for example, my daughter has like a reaction, and other brands, she just doesn't have a reaction. So what do you think that's attributed to? Pesticides, or do they spray pesticides on the frozen veggies? And can you speak a little bit about that? And with respect to the fruit, sometimes organic fruits work better than other fruits,
Okay.
even if they're being washed. So I'm concerned.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We don't know what they do when they freeze the food, right? So unless you're there with the farmers and you're seeing exactly what they're doing, that's how you know. The only problem is it might be the pesticide that your daughter is allergic to. It might be maybe the preservative that they're using on these foods that your daughter is allergic to. You just have to find the brand that she's not allergic to, the one she's having no reaction to. So when we talk about organic and locally grown, we don't know if it's organic or not. Today in society, everything is slapped on the label organic, right? I can have a farm right next to John Organic Farm, and the rain come and my pesticide, it wets my soil and it just shifts everything to John's farm. Is that still considered organic? We're not sure. So not because it says organic means it's 100% organic. We just have to be careful with what we're eating and how we're eating it, right? Washing these fruits and vegetables. We have to trust, at least if it says organic, it's organic. But those company who's putting it out may not be so trustworthy.
So the other thing I do is sometimes I just wash them right away, or I may decide, depending on what it is, to soak it a few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes, like in some vinegar. So is it that I'm not soaking the fruit long enough when she has a reaction, or it could just, or you shouldn't soak it?
So I really can't answer that question, meaning I'm not sure what reaction she's getting. Again, it might be something in that type of food that she's eating. Maybe she's allergic to apples or to skin. Maybe you might want to peel the
But that's
skin.
exactly what I'm saying. Some apples, no problem. But maybe if it's organic, there's there's not a problem.
Did you
So
try the
sometimes-
organic apple? Did you try the organic food towards
Yes.
the locally grown? And what was the reaction?
Generally speaking, there's no reaction to the organic fruits.
So then maybe it is a pesticide they're using, that company.
But I
that
was
she's having
thinking
it.
that since I wash my fruits with vinegar anyway, that would counteract it. But apparently,
Maybe not. It depends. For us, we just advise using regular cold running water, or you can use some vinegar, or you can use the lime and lemon, but it depends on the food itself again.
and the person's sensitivity level
Yes.
is okay. All right.
Did you
thank
ever get her tested for a allergy test?
Yeah, she's not allergic to apples. So the most common is the apples and the spinach that we have problems with, and she's not allergic to either.
So far it seems like it's whatever preservative they're using to put into the frozen fruits and vegetable.
Agreed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Larry?
When people are talking about pesticides, there are many, many pesticides. What might wash off or neutralize one might not wash off another. And why we all think about pesticides is also fertilizers. Basically, if it's not rain, I've got a basic rule. If you can't pronounce it, it could be problematic. So even if you take steps and you think they're good steps and you recommend good steps, and there may be good steps for one class of fertilizers that may not be powerful on another class of fertilizers, you do the best you can with what you can, with what you got.
Right. Thank you so much. That does enlighten all of what we're saying here. Thank you again. Let's go back. Let's see. I think I lost it. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. Bear with me. All right. Moving on. So how many of you love a salad? I'm a salad queen, right? The only thing is when we make this delicious salad and we put all this healthy stuff in there, we kill it with the dressing we're using, right? So the best thing to do is just make your own dressing. And what's that? Maybe some oil and vinegar, some herbs and spices that you have at home, or you can take an orange and just squeeze it onto your salad if you like the sweetness. That can be your salad dressing. What I'm finding that I'm doing now is taking the avocado when it was affordable. I will blend it up with some tomatoes and that will be my dressing, making it creamy, not using so much store-bought dressing, right? What is your favorite salad dressing? You're gonna stop sharing again because I want to see y'all. What was that?
Vinaigrettes, raspberry vinaigrette.
Yes.
Vinaigrettes.
Do you make your own?
I have attempted to. Does it come out as well as I would like it to? No, but it's palpable. I could, I can work with it.
Okay.
And I can also work on improving it, but I love the vinaigrettes.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
I myself, this is Gwen. I
Yes,
myself
Gwen.
like creamy dressings, which of course has a lot of fat and sodium. But I usually tell people I have salad dressing with my lettuce. So because I put more salad dressing on it than anything. And I already know once that goes on, the whole idea of a healthy salad is out the window.
It's like gone, right?
It's
So
gone.
a good thing that we can do is make that whole salad if you're feeding it for maybe breakfast, lunch, or lunch and dinner, or if you're having it with a friend again, you put the dressing in the bowl, right? So don't serve the salad on the plate and then pour your dressing over it, because then we tend to put more dressing on the single serving, right? Mix it in the bowl and then serve from there. And try not to put extra. Try not to use extra. The vinaigrettes are great. They're lower in fats, right? It might be lower in sodium as well. And try not to add more sodium to that dressing or to the salad that you're having. All right, let's go on. So now we have some foods here. How can we add more color to our pizza? How many of you like pizza?
Yes.
Pizza's like a New York food, right? How many of us put more vegetable on that pizza? How can we add more vegetable? What are some toppings?
Peppers, green peppers, red peppers, spinach.
Oh, yes.
Olives.
Oh, yes. Right? What should we not add to this pizza?
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. Those pepperonis, right? The sausages, right? Yeah, try to add more. There's a salad pizza, right? You can add lettuce to your pizza. You can add all that vegetable you mentioned, right? I like pineapple. I usually add
I
pineapple.
was about to say that. I like pineapple and chicken.
Yeah, and grilled chicken instead of fried chicken, right?
Yes.
Great, thank you. What about this sandwich? It looks like some type of tuna or chicken salad. What can we do to add some color to that? Because it's so
Lettuce,
Tomatoes and cucumbers.
There we go. Yep, all that great stuff, right? I'm
And
gonna go
dill.
Jalapenos.
jalapenos, yes. I'm gonna go one step forward and say grate some carrots in there.
Or for more color, yes.
Yes, or grate some beets. How many of you like beets?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
I
have
love
never
me some
tried
beets,
it.
right? Yes.
Sounds scary.
And there's also the golden beet. Have you seen the golden beet?
Oh, yes,
not
those
at
are
all.
nice. Yes, I
What's the
have.
golden beet?
Okay, Agnes, can you look up golden beets for us? So it looks more yellowish. It's golden. Looks like the same leaf, but it's golden. It's so delicious.
Same
Yeah, because
nutrition?
it's not as bitter as the red beets.
Yeah, and the
Well,
leaves.
red beets are actually sweet if you find good ones, actually. I like red beets.
I love
But
beets
I wouldn't,
anywhere.
I have never thought about putting them like in my sandwich, but I like
Yes.
beets.
You grate it, and I also make beet juice dressing. So you grate the beets, you squeeze the juice, you mix it with some 1 part vinegar with 1 part oil, 2 part oil, and you get a beet juice vinaigrette. So this is what it looks like. It's golden. The leaf is similar to the regular red leaf, but only thing it's golden. It's not that red, bright
So
red.
it's the
in the
same
leaf.
nutrition content?
It's the same nutrition content. Yes.
Oh,
I've
so it's
never
high in
seen
iron then.
these.
Yeah, so it's because of that rich color. Remember, I mentioned anything that's rich in color, the nutrients is higher.
Oh, got it. So the
Yeah.
same thing
Ooh.
holds true for like apples, your golden apples versus your red apples?
So the inside of it, it's not, it's white, right? So an apple, and it's true what they say, the doctors say, right? Keep the doctor away. You have an apple. Apples are good for many, many things. Heartburn, indigestion, diarrhea. It's good for all of that.
This sounds so good. This is like golden beet and apple soup.
Ah, that looks so good, right? Actually, I can go for something like that right now because it's steaming. It's hot. Yeah.
By
So
the way,
this
don't
is
forget to
maybe
crack the
something you
beet.
can try.
I'll look for them. I don't think I ever remember seeing them, so I have to look for them.
They're actually in the farmer's market right now.
Don't forget about beets. They make beet sugar. Beets are inherently very sweet, but sliced thin, onions, bit of vinegar, had a great beet salad.
Yes, they're great. I love beets. See, they're both. I
I
love
use
them
beets
both.
for
And
my
because
potato
it's
salad.
so rich in color, it makes me want to eat it. You know? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Let's move on. What about potatoes? A regular baked potato. What can we do to add more color?
Peppers.
Yeah. Yeah. We can add some broccoli, some chives, right? Skip the sour cream, right? What about salsa? Can we put some salsa onto that?
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Right? And the rice, how can we make that rice more colorful?
Use cauliflower rice instead.
Yeah. Right?
Add
You can make
Almost
vegetables.
identical. That's just the same job.
yes, it is. I made cauliflower fry rice before. It was so good, so easy, less
What I do
time
with the
to
potatoes
cook.
is a little different. I do a lemon juice and water, and I poach salmon in it.
Mhm.
And by the time I'm done, that's what I put in my baked potato.
Wow.
Out of this world.
I'm gonna have to come to your house. You're gonna have to cook for me, Mr. Larry. What's going on here, you know? Yeah, but we can do so much just to spice up our meal, right? And make it so colorful and get all the nutrients that we need, right? Even black beans, just add a handful of mixed vegetable in there, add in more color to it. Yeah, thank you all for sharing. All right, so how many different vegetable can I put into my coleslaw? Is there a number?
As many as
No.
you want.
As many as you want, like you said. If you have some vegetable that's going bad and you need to use it before a certain time, throw it in there. Wash it, grate it, cut it up, put it in there. It tastes so good. You know, we're so used to not eating so much vegetable that when we start, our body craves for it, right?
Mm.
What about stew or soups?
Mhm.
Anything and everything.
Anything and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, you could go crazy.
Yeah, all that root vegetable. I came from the Caribbean and we used to put all that root vegetable in there. Man, that was good. You ate some stew and it will last you till God knows when,
Right.
right?
But one thing
Thank you
about
for the quote.
soup, if you take a little bit of everything, but by the time you get it in the pot and it cooks down, it's so much.
Yes.
So you probably just need one potato, one carrot, one this, one that.
Yeah.
And when
Or
it cooks
half,
down,
or even half.
yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no. You get a whole bunch of empty plastic containers. You make a big
There you go.
Yeah,
and freeze them.
that's
Each, each
yeah.
container is one portion. Three
Mhm.
people at the table, grab three of them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Right,
is
cheap.
so true.
I roast a chicken, carve it up. I freeze the carcass. When I have 2, 3 carcasses, boil the hell out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Skim,
Yeah.
colander it, put the water in tall bottles and put them in the fridge. All the fat rises to the top, turns into a hockey puck. You skim the fat that way.
Mhm.
But I don't boil it with straight water. If I'm going to have corn, I save the water. Then I'm going to boil
Yes.
some potatoes. I use the same water. Then maybe some string beans or snap peas, and that water gets richer and richer, and that's what you make the
Mhm.
soup from.
Yeah. So you're actually making like a vegetable stock, right?
Right.
Yeah, but it's lazy as hell. It may take 6 hours to boil, but it takes me 10 minutes of work.
Yeah.
And I come back here and harass you nice people.
Definitely. Those are really great ideas. Thank you so much. All right. And again, the same thing with stir fry. There's no limit to what we put into these foods. Again, whatever you have at home, put it in there. And today, meat is so expensive. Just eat more vegetable. It's causing you to eat more vegetables, right? And you
Mhm.
can even throw some beans in here, like some garbanzo or some kidney beans into the stir fry. So, what is your favorite way of eating your vegetables? Mine, I'm going to tell you, is roasted. I find a way, it actually started during pandemic. I had all these root vegetables and I didn't want to throw them out. So I just cut everything up, put it some olive oil, some Italian seasoning, mix it all up, stick it in the oven. The whole house smells so amazing.
Mhm.
It's really good. And then I put the beets in there. So I had the sugar in there from the beets. It was so good. What are your favorite ways?
Sauteed steamed with garlic.
Oh, saute. Yeah. Steam. Nice.
The nice thing about roasting vegetables is, again, a couple of minutes to slice them up, toss them in the oven, and forget them. I'm into lazy cooking. I'm living alone.
I agree
I'm
with
a
you.
busy guy. I kind of love cooking because it gets me out of the keyboard now or out of the chair, but it's short for seconds. I've got 2 kids and 4 grandkids, so I understand a busy life in a busy kitchen. Roast veggies are great. Carrots are cool. A little bit of brown sugar. And don't forget cinnamon. There's nothing bad in cinnamon. For roasted apples, applesauce, roast apples, baked apples. Oh yeah, yummy.
Oh yeah. And guess what? It's so hot right now. You don't even have to put the apple in the oven. Just leave it by the table, and the heat will kill it. Would roast it for you. You know, it's all the fruits are so soft because of this temperature, and it actually tastes better. So yeah, any way you can get it will be great. Steam, roast. I don't suggest boiling, but maybe blanching or just eating it raw, giving you that fiber that you need, right? Most of us need more fiber in our diet. And the smell of the peppers and the garlic, oh my God, is amazing. You know? All right. So parent tip that we share with everyone, if you have any little ones in your home or even for yourself, if you are consuming juices, make sure it's 100% fruit juice and no more than 4 to 6 ounces or 6 to 8 ounces for adult for the day. Remember, juice counts as a serving of fruit or a serving of vegetables. And again, focusing on the 10 tips that we covered previously for vegetables is discovering new ways, fast ways to cook, which was shared. Some of those great ideas were shared in today's lesson. Being ahead of the game, maybe washing and cutting up, or even cutting the vegetables, sticking it in the fridge, and you come home or you're tired, you just grab it and stick it into a pot, stir fry it, and there you go. Adding that color to your foods make you want to eat it more appetizable. You see it. And again, the freezer is great for when something is not in season. Even if you have too much of it home, cut it up, freeze it. You can always use it later on, right? Stocking up on veggies. The more veggies we have in our home, the more we will eat it. Keep in mind, nobody is running out to buy a potato or a head of lettuce or a banana. None of us is, right? And especially when it's so hot, nobody want to leave the house, right? And somebody like me, single parent with 3 kids, I am not going to turn the car on to waste my gas to put the air on to go to the store to buy fruit. So make sure it's in the home where it's visible and you're eating it, right? Make your salad glow. The more color in the salad, the more nutrients you have. And again, someone is making, Miss Gwen, she's making that vegetable soup. Whatever you have in the home, throw it in there, blend it up, eat it.
Yeah, I just put my zucchini in. So I have zucchini, I'm putting that in there. I have carrots, turnips. It's all going in there.
Yeah, and even if you have some beet leaves, cut it up and throw it in there too. That beet leaf is rich with nutrients.
You'd be surprised at the leaves of these vegetables. The only thing I didn't like the carrot tops because to me it took too much water to clean the carrot tops.
Okay.
So I would cook the top of anything else, but not carrot tops. Too much water.
They soup up great. Just run them in a colander and throw them in the soup. They soup up great.
Yeah,
it was getting the dirt out the leaves.
Yeah. That's why I invented running water.
Yeah.
What I tend to do is I pick up fruit from the fruit guy late in the day, and I do fruit salad. And I take out a cup or 2 of fruit once a day, and I add some fresh fruit and a bit of orange juice. That keeps everything from turning brown. It just gets better and better over time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And again, thank you for sharing. And again, you want to make sure you're using that vegetables that's in season. It tastes better. They're more affordable when they're in season. And of course, always try something new, because the next time you see me or Miss Sandra that's on this panel right now, we are going to ask you, what did you try new, right? Make sure you try something new. Don't forget that. And of course, with the fruit, also the 10 tips, again, having it visible. If it's there, you eat it. Include it in your breakfast. Try it for lunch. Okay. Experiment with it at dinner time. Add it to the salads. Add it to your rice, like raisins. I put raisins in my rice. Think about the taste. If it's in season, the taste is even better. And don't forget the fiber. Juice is not always best. Juice tend to have more sugar and little or no fiber. We want the fiber. Don't be afraid of the fiber. Okay, and of course, keeping it safe. Rinse it before you eat it. Rinse it before the kids grab it. If you have little ones around you, you want to make sure it's clean. All right, so today we're going to do a recipe which is called no-cook corn salad. I have that recipe, or I have the cauliflower rice. Which one you want to see?
Cauliflower rice.
Cauliflower rice?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's find that one. Give me a second, let me pull it up. Come back to you guys. So this is called cauliflower fried rice. So that's the cauliflower shredded. Some olives. And you can add any seasoning or any vegetable you have. some seasoning. And your cauliflower. It looks like cheese, right?
What was the powdery substance? Cauliflower?
Yes, the white stuff was the cauliflower shredded.
Really? Okay. Is it possible to add the recipe to the chat?
I will definitely find it and add it to
Send it
the
to us by
chat.
email.
Yeah, or I can send it to, I think I have, Agnes, I can send you the recipe.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
great, thanks.
Yes.
We'll post the video. Just send us the link.
So, this was when I was home for COVID, right? When we were working from home, they hit us with creating your own recipes, right? So I did created this recipe. That was me chopping everything up and mixing everything together. So I don't have a link, but I can send the video directly to Agnes and the recipe, and then she can share it with you guys. Yep. It was
Thank you.
delicious. It was great. And it was easy because the cauliflower really don't take long to cook, right? Yeah. All right. So what questions do you have at this time? We're almost through. We only have like 5 minutes left, right? So I do have an exercise, of course. Of course, I'm gonna have an issue trying to ship this. Okay. Sorry, guys. I do have a little exercise for us to do, and it's just a 5-minute stretch for seniors. So I'm going to invite you just to stretch a few, just a few, right? Because we've been sitting for almost an hour, right? So it's called the Silver Sneakers
Maintaining good
exercise.
flexibility is an essential part of life, and it's very important to implement different stretches into our daily routines. The nice thing is, stretching can be done anytime and anywhere. I like to set specific time on my daily schedule to help keep me accountable. Here are some head-to-toe stretches for you to perform every day. Remember, if any of these cause pain or discomfort, make the necessary adjustments. Before we get started, did you know that Silver Sneakers members can access live virtual workouts every day of the week? There are so many class and instructor options for you to choose from. The best part is that you can chat live with the instructors, all at no cost to you if you're eligible for a Silver Sneakers membership. To check out the schedule and sign up for classes, check the first link in the description box below after the workout. Let's start with a warm-up. Just walk in place. Feel your strong abdominal muscles engaged. Feel your back nice and strong as well. Chest is lifted, shoulders are relaxed, back and down. Slow your walk down a little bit. Now remember, this is just a nice little warm-up to get us going so we can dive into the stretches. Heels front, right, left. Draw your elbows straight back. We'll wake up our upper body a little bit too. Elbows come a little higher up. Elbows down. Now remember, you can perform this in a seated position if you'd like. Stay here. Elbows come up, shoulder height. Feel your back warming up. Nice. And just come back to the walk. Come in front of your chair and gently lower your body all the way down to your chair. Walk in place. Slow down. Heels front. Elbows come up. Plant your feet, shoulder shrugs. Good. Shoulder rolls. Start to increase the range a little bit for your shoulders. Now try elbow rolls. Let's try right to left side. Nice. You're seated tall on your chair. Feet are firmly planted in the floor. Now reach to the sky, right arm first. Add a little twist as we reach across. Reach up again. Nice. Across your body. Shoulder shrugs. Nice. Shoulder rolls. Now elbow rolls. Increase the range a little bit. Try full arm circles, right to left. Nice. All the way around. Perfect. We're going to start really with the stretches from head to toe. If any of these feel uncomfortable, make sure you make the necessary adjustments. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Release your hands beside you and actually make sure your shoulders at the same height. Feel the stretch all along the left side of your neck. Beautiful. Now we're going to hold these stretches anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. It depends how you feel. Core is still engaged. In fact, on this one, if you wanted to, you could relax your back in your chair. Nice. Now take your chin towards your right shoulder. Look down at your right shoulder. A little variation, a little different stretch. Still feeling this nice neck stretch that's happening. Now the key is to continue breathing. Avoid breath holding as we come into the stretches. And again, back off if it causes any pain or discomfort. Let's hold this for 5 more seconds. You can do it. Very nice. Now gently roll chin to chest and we'll hold here for a moment. Again, you should feel this really nice into your cervical spine, really from the base of your head all the way to the upper back. Keep your shoulder blades released back and down. Nice. Keep nice steady breathing. Very nice. Head returns to a neutral position. Now, lower left ear to left shoulder. We'll repeat everything on the left side. I like to just touch my shoulders and make sure they stay at the same level. Sometimes the tendency is to start to pick up your opposite shoulder. Feel the stretch all along the right side of your neck. Continue breathing. Nice, you're seated tall, you're feeling strong. Beautiful. Now, take your chin. Try to touch your chin to your left shoulder. Nice variation to the neck stretch. Feeling good. Feeling just a nice release of tension. In fact, on your next inhalation, go ahead, inhale. Now as you exhale, focus your breathing to where you feel the majority of the stretch. Let's hold this for 5 more seconds. Beautiful. Chin gently rolls to chest. Stay here and we'll hold this neck stretch for 1 more moment. Now again, with any of these stretches, if you feel like, I just don't have the time, holding them at least for 15 seconds is a good opportunity for you every day. Head returns to a nice neutral position. Roll your shoulder blades up, back, and down. And we'll go into moving our way from head to toe. Right arm reaches to the sky. Lengthen through your fingertips. Now, take your hand and touch your back. As you are in this stretch, where do you feel the majority? In your triceps muscles, right side? Good. Keep breathing. Now, if you can, allow your hand just to walk down your back a little bit more. The key is to avoid tensing up your shoulders. Keep your shoulder blades released back and down. And continue breathing. We said about 30 to 60 seconds. 60 is a long time if you feel you could work your way up to this opportunity. Now, I want to add a little more complexity to the stretch. Tuck your left elbow in and start to laterally lean towards the left side of the room. Lift your elbow and now feel the intensity of the stretch. Entire right side of your body. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Relax your shoulder blades back and down. Head stays in nice alignment as well. Let's hold this for 5 more seconds. Keep breathing.
Just remember, do as much as you can.
Strength. Lift yourself upright, reach to the sky, and relax your arm down. Very nice. Left hand reaches to the sky. We're repeating everything left side, correct? Take your hand, touch your back. Now this side may feel totally different. You may not have as much flexibility, and that's okay. Feel the triceps stretch first. Sit tall. Continue breathing. Now, are your shoulder blades relaxed back and down? Or do you feel that upper back starting to tense up? Keep the shoulder blades released back and down. Tuck your right elbow in. Support yourself as you laterally bend towards the right side of the room. This really will increase the intensity of the stretch. Whole left side body. Keep breathing. That's the key. Sometimes when we hold stretches, we start to hold our breath. Let's hold this for 5 more. You can do it. Nice, steady breathing. Now draw your navel to your spine. Lift yourself upright. Reach your left hand to the sky and gently release down. Beautiful work. Next stretch is so important for opening our front body.
All right, so how does that feel? Let's just raise our arm and shake it all out, get that stretch out, right? How do you feel? Did this help you relax a little? I know it's hot because I'm sweating, so I know you guys might be sweating too, right?
Right.
All right. Okay, guys, it's 3 minutes after 12. What questions do you have?
None for me.
Okay.
I don't see any questions in the chat, but I did see a lot of comments on how much they enjoyed your presentation today.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you all for the.
Ivana, thank you.
Well, I'll let everybody's thinking. I'm just gonna launch the quick poll for today's workshop.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also have more presentations like this coming in the upcoming months as well. We will have Sandra Guzman presenting them. She's on the call here today.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sandra Guzman and I work with Monica. Thank you. This was a beautiful presentation and all your comments are more than happy for the two of us because it's a wonderful see how you are relating to all the topic of today. And I hope to see you in 2 weeks is the next one. Yes, Agnes?
I believe so. I have it on the calendar. I don't have
Okay.
the dates memorized.
Yes, it's
But I will
August 8th.
Yeah, but I will send the flyer out in advance for everyone.
So in the meantime, please keep eating your fruits and vegetables.
Yep, try something new. And also Sandra mentioned in the chat would like to have some chair yoga and our seniors, for our senior, if I may ask. Okay, so maybe Sandra, you can probably find a yoga video for next time they meet.
No problem.
Yep. Again, I just want to thank you all again for making us feel welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having us. And we look forward to working with you guys in 2 weeks again. We love doing, workshop with seniors. Yep. Sandra is my partner. We both been with Extension for over 20 years.
Wow. Oh, okay. And is this a 8-week program or a 6-week program or?
Our program is an 8 weeks program, but for your program that's happening now, I believe we're only doing 3 session. We broke those up into 2 sessions each lesson.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
if you're interested in having the workshop for maybe a senior site or a church, we are available. I will put my info again into the chat, and Sandra can do the same.
Yes, we are more than happy to.
And we also do in person or virtual, whatever you would like.
Okay.
There you go. And again, thank you so much. Please stay cool, drink lots of water, and try your new vegetable or fruit.
Stay safe.
Okay. All right.
Take care.
Everybody take care.
Yes, bye,
Thank you everyone for
everyone.
coming.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Everyone stay safe.
You
You
too.
too. Thank you.
Thank you.